Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Great to be here with you today and share something that is very important to us, and that's Project Golf. I'm Gary Shaw, and I want to share with you some enthusiasm I've got for the program since I was here with it when it started in 2018. We were a nonprofit given birth by our parent company, Golf Tourism Solutions, which has been driving golf in Myrtle Beach for 5 or 6 decades. And they looked up a couple years ago and said, we are bringing a lot of people into Myrtle Beach. We call ourselves the golf capital of the world. From the Rust Belt all the way up into New England, out west, people are coming to Myrtle Beach. But they said, just a minute, we've kind of ignored this exploding metropolis of Myrtle Beach of residents, locals. So they said, why don't we let's find somebody that can run this nonprofit. We want to bring the game to our disabled veterans, our underserved youth, and the beginners. So we'll grow the game, and we'll take the game to these golfers. We'll try to remove barriers that are in the way of their playing, and the biggest one was access and instruction. So we started with our beginners, and then we morphed into working with a disabled veteran under a program subsidized by the PGA of America called PGA Hope. Hope is an acronym standing for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere. I was asked to start it up because I somewhat fit the mold. I'm a veteran and a PGA member, and I served as the PGA's president for a term back in the 90s. So we got started off, and we found out the VA was very cooperative. They were pipelining all the veterans to us, and in no time at all, our classes became full. We can teach about 20, 22 veterans at a time, men and women, all with disabilities, some passive, some very visible. And we feel like we're doing some good, and we're getting these veterans back into society, and they're doing a good job of engaging with other veterans to play golf. And we're finding the same thing with the beginners. And we haven't quite developed a full-fledged junior program, but we know that's going to be the case, where we'll remove barriers to their getting into the game. And the PGA told us when we started PGA Hope, if you're anything like the other chapters around the country, you're going to save lives. And I thought to myself, as the executive director, that's a bit of a stretch. How do you save lives through golf? And after these 5 years now, Angel and I will agree that we are saving lives. We hear it from the veterans, we hear it from the veteran spouse, and we hear it from the veteran's family. So it's a great program. They're telling us how much at the end of the classes when they graduate after 6 weeks, what value it has to them, and that value is engagement with family and community. So we feel real good about it. And I would throw in on the statistics and metrics from the PGA of America is that there are about 160 chapters in the country, and the Carolinas leads the country in registrations and graduations, and Myrtle Beach leads the Carolinas. So we're real happy about the visibility we've received. And as a nonprofit, of course, our goal is to seek funding. So that's our next real initiative, is to turn up the heat on getting donations.
So as Gary was saying, the impact that we're making on our community is huge. We're creating a community of golfers. And our golfers are overcoming obstacles, improving their social, mental, and physical well-being. You know, with 22 veterans committing suicide each day, golf has changed their life, and in some cases, it's saved their lives. You know, some of them struggle 7 days a week, but for those 2 hours a day, they're coming out here and they're not thinking about those struggles. And because we're helping them with their abilities, and they're forgetting about their disabilities. And so if you guys would like to help us, please visit us at projectgolf.org and learn a little bit more about what we do and how you can support.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Horry County Solid Waste Authority.
Well, this is my first time actually at the Horry County Solid Waste Authority's headquarters, and it's for a special reason. I'm joined by Kaisley. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I am great. So a little birdie told me that you won Recycling Student of the Year.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell everybody, where are you from? What school do you go to?
I go to Green-Sea Floyd's Elementary, and I'm from Mount Olive.
Very cool. How did it feel to win Student of the Year?
It felt really good, but I was very surprised.
Really? Why were you surprised?
Because I wasn't told, and I knew that I was going to be going against a lot of kids that were older than me, and I knew it was going to be very hard to do.
Well, I also have just heard that you did a very good job on your essay, so why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you wrote?
So I wrote how I have done many things to help people learn how to recycle, and at school I have started recycling cans and bottles, and I've made many posters, and at home I've taught other people how to recycle, and I've taught my younger siblings how to recycle.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me about your younger siblings.
So they're 3 years old, and they're boy and girl twins.
No way. You're starting them young, too. So one thing I love about whenever I get to do Talking Trash stuff is that you're really starting to learn about recycling at such a young age, being in 4th grade. But how long have you loved recycling?
So I've liked recycling for a few years now, but I haven't truly loved it until I went on my Solid Waste Authority recycling field trip and learned all about it, and it taught me much more about it, and now I truly love it a lot.
I love that so much. So is there anything else that you want people to know about recycling or anything else from your essay that you want to share?
You need to always remember the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle, and no matter how old you are, you can make a huge difference in this world.
How were you able to talk to your peers about it?
So I made a poster for 5th grade, since they're the oldest in the school, that taught them all about it and taught them some fun facts and went and talked to them about it.
That was a smart idea, getting the older kids involved so it can be a trickle-down effect. I like it.
Ma'am.
The preceding portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Horry County Solid Waste Authority.
This story is sponsored by Practical Purpose Solutions. Thanks so much for being with us today on Living Local Carolina. I am at Practical Purpose Solutions. I'm joined by Kendra. How are you doing today, Kendra?
I'm doing good.
Okay, we're talking about all of the different things that you guys have to offer here at Practical Purpose Solutions. It's a pretty long list.
It is.
Why don't you give me some of your top things that you have here?
So our top things, of course, we are the place where we consider to be where you come to reset and refocus. So our top 2 is IV hydration therapy and weight loss management, of course, because we're all about the body enhancement. And then we also have external services that are really good for people that need it for like work, like DOT physicals. We also offer telehealth medicine. So if someone are not able to get to like their provider right away, some people love the convenience of just having that reach and be able to pick up the phone and call. They're able to do that as well. We are self-pay, but it's very beneficial to our clients because they get what they need in a short increment of time. And then we do primary care as well.
You guys do a little bit of everything.
We do.
I can imagine you get a pretty good response too from people that come and they have no idea that you're offering all these things. What's that like?
It's very different because, we try to tailor more to the 2 services that we kind of focus a lot on. But when they realize like we can offer them more than just that, they love it. And they actually become like family. They're like calling us for everything for their children. They're calling us, whenever they have like some events in the community. They're like, can you come out, do B12s? Can y'all come out and, just do some things with our kids education-wise? So, yeah.
I love it. Well, people can also come to different events that you guys have going on.
Yeah.
You always have something going on,
Yes, so we do always have something going on. We just locally had our She's Unstoppable event, which focused on mental, physical, and emotional and financial health. Really, really good. And so the events are tailored because we are a medical facility, but our events are tailored to the whole body. So these are outlets for individuals to have where they can come in, network, or just to be in a safe space where they can let out. So we have caregiver nights. for people that deal with family members or loved ones that they have to take care of. You need an outlet.
And you'll leave, walk out the doors, and you'll feel better.
Yes, every
Love
time.
I love it. Well, how can people get in contact with y'all?
They're more than welcome to go to our website. It's www.practicalpurposesolutions.com.
This story is sponsored by Practical Purpose Solutions.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by the South Carolina Youth Advocate Program. May is National Foster Care Month, and right now I'm joined in the studio by two ladies, and we're going to talk a little bit why you need to be fostering kids if you have the ability right now. Tell me all about this and what's going on.
Well, there are, you know how when you greet people, most people say, "How are you doing?" Mm-hmm. There are cultures that say, "How are the children?" And that means how are the children, how is society? Society is based on the family. And our families right now are in crisis. We have children who've been abused severely in South Carolina and are traumatized. And when these children are traumatized, they need all the help they can get. We have children who've been abused, neglected, all of this. And then we have people who find it in their heart to not only open their homes, but open their hearts and accept our children for who they are. They don't try to change them the minute they get into their home. They accept them as they are and love them into health. Mm-hmm. So that's why we need more families like Miss Benjamin who are willing to take care of these children, take care of our children, our futures. Mm-hmm. So that's why we need them.
We're very thankful for people like you.
I appreciate it.
What made you want to do foster care in the first place?
Well, from past experiences that, growing up as a child, and I just wanted to help those who couldn't help themselves. So I enjoy doing it. Been doing it for 15 years.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a long time.
It is.
I'm sure you have so many memories over the years
I
too.
do. Trust me.
Birthdays and
Birthdays, yes.
holidays.
Yes.
So for somebody that might not know some of the logistics of fostering a child, what age do you have to be? Can you be single? Do you have to be married? How does that look?
There is no given age to be a foster parent. 20s to as long as you can handle the stress of it all. You can be single, you can be married, you can be of any religion, any gender, all of it, because children come in all ranges. So we don't have there's not a block that child has to be. A child, you can be any of and all of that. Children just want someone to love them. Mm-hmm. So single, married, any race, any gender, all of that.
Now, since you've been doing this for 15 years, I would count you as one of the pros when it comes to fostering. Do you have any tips for people who want to get started?
Well, first of all, I take foster off the child. When they come in, I treat them as a child.
Love that.
I treat them as they're my own children. I try to treat them and give them as a normal of a life that, I can give them. And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but, they're kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. What are some other things that people need to know in terms of making sure that they have a room available for the child, that sort of thing?
There are licensing standards.
Okay.
So the child has to have a certain amount of space in their home, in the home. They have to have a dresser. They have to have a closet. The family has to be able to support themselves prior to becoming a foster parent. So you have to be ready to do this. We have a fire marshal that goes out and checks the home. The family must have their own transportation, be able to support themselves, those kind of things. So we have a licensing specialist that helps them walk through the entire process. So you're not out there by yourself. You're assigned a licensing coordinator. That person visits your home, help you fill out the paperwork, and helps you through the whole process. And then we train you. And we have staff that are available to you 24/7. You're never alone. We have live people who answer the phone and get you in touch with the people that you need.
That is awesome. Truly,
yes.
That is really, really awesome.
It is.
Well, I know somebody's watching right now and is interested. How can they get involved? How can they get started?
They can go to our website, www.scyap.com, or you can call us toll free, 800-882-5513.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by the South Carolina Youth Advocate Program.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.